The only people who care about the arts are rich and silly. Don't you find conversations about the arts just a little bit ridiculous? Public art is a total waste of money. These are increasingly the comments that I am hearing. As executive director of the Arts Partnership in Fargo, a nonprofit that can most easily be described as the United Way for the Arts, it's comments like these that I am hearing more and more of. As I receive more media time and the ability to talk about the arts, some people feel more emboldened to tell me how stupid my life's work is. But what is my life's work? As someone who started playing the piano early in life, I first sang in church when I was 3. I was cast in my first musical when I was 6. I truly have no memory of life without art in it. So by my senior year, I was in 3 English classes, 3 choirs, and AP American History. At the end of my senior year, I was cast in the lead at Trollwood Performing Arts School, and I have never looked back. Because the arts are so central to who I am, I was rendered virtually speechless the day I was on a couple of radio programs and these calls came in. Virtually, but not quite. Because while the arts are key to who I am as a person, they make up my passion, my life, and my occupation, they are much more than that. The arts are key to the success of any community. If you want to keep your youth engaged and making good choices versus bad, you need good art and culture. If you want to keep your college graduates in your community, you need good art and culture. If you want to invite entrepreneurs to come and invest their time and their talents and their resources, you need good art and culture. If you want businesses to move to your community and invest their dollars, you need good art and culture. If you want to be part of helping to fill the job vacancies that are all across this state, you need good art and culture. If you want to attract tourism dollars, you need good art and culture. If you want to preserve the people and the places that you're from, you need good art and culture. If you want to attract state and federal funding, you need good art and culture. If you want to meaningfully engage at-risk populations, you need good art and culture. If you want to keep your retirees and your elderly active and part of your community, you need good art and culture. If you want to invite new Americans to actually be part of your community and to bring what they know to you and for you to bring what you know to them, you need good art and culture. If you want to raise up the next generation of scientists, doctors, lawyers, engineers, entrepreneurs, athletes, artists, and more, you need good arts and culture. Do you know who don't need good arts and culture? The small communities that are scattered throughout this state and across the country that are dying. The small communities that are content to let their young people and their retirees move away. The small communities that are not interested in investing in their core. And the small communities that say arts and culture are frivolous and not worth spending money on. That is who do not need good arts and culture. But for everyone else, the arts matter. And they matter whether you ever walk through the door of a gallery, whether you ever attend a live performance, and whether you ever own an actual original piece of art or not, because the arts change lives. For the young kid who is bullied every day at school, he might hang on one more week because he has a Sunday youth symphony rehearsal where he's found his tribe and he's accepted. For the young girl who has never felt like a normal kid, a chalk festival that thinks to create upright chalkboards so that she can participate might be the first time she feels regular. For the incarcerated man who wonders if his children know that he still loves him, when he learns to knit hats he can send home, they know. For the elderly person who feels like he needs something new to do, when his library or his art council bring in artists and art projects, he might find a new passion. When a young teacher says she'll stay another year and learn to teach better and more because she has found an adult choir that feeds her soul when the job stress threatens to crush it. When businesses will come to your community because they see that you have family-friendly events, which means they'll be able to find employees. When new Americans find their voice because they're cast in a production. When cultural and religious differences aren't just tolerated, but actually discussed and embraced because they are surrounded by the concept of art and culture. All of these things matter, and they matter at a personal level, but they are so much larger than that. The arts are a lifeline, a bridge, an extended hand, a financial boost, a translator, a community uniter and grower, a light bulb, and so much more. So I have a new baseline. I'm looking for the people who say, I don't hate art. Now, I am not asking you to give up your majors, your jobs, your other passions. I am asking you to understand that the arts need to be inside universities and schools and hospitals and mental institutions and jails and coffee shops and restaurants and businesses and churches and everywhere inside your community. So, raise your hand if you don't hate art. I'm really asking you, raise your hand if you don't hate art. Wow, some of you still hate art? Raise your hand high if you don't hate art. Thank you. I have a job for you. I need you to take this message, the message that I'm talking to you about tonight. I need you to take it to your fraternities and your sororities, to your service and social clubs, your jobs and classrooms, your friends and families, your churches, your business owners, your elected local and state leaders, and I need you to tell them this. The arts serve health and well-being, education, economic growth, strategic city and state planning, corporate engagement, infrastructure, and so much more. So if you are interested, get involved in the arts. Find your local arts council. If you live in Bismarck, go to DWAC's site. If you live in Fargo, go to the Arts Partnership. If you're part of the state of North Dakota, support Arts North Dakota. Get involved and start to make a difference. I need you to raise your hand and to go out and take your voice and get other people to raise their hands too, because we need a full chorus of supporters for the arts in this state and in this country, and it starts with you and your one voice. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's great. But I got a question for you.
Yes.
Is there really something that just me, little old me, can do to make a difference in this?
Absolutely. Do you know a legislator?
Yeah.
Yeah, talk to your legislator and tell them not to cut arts funding.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. What's next on your agenda?
Next on my agenda is the legislative session. Because I'm the board chair of Arts North Dakota, I need to sort of gear up for that. Advocacy is the easiest and the most important thing that you can do. If you've ever had an art encounter, talk to the people who you elected, or the people you didn't elect but who are your elected people, and help them understand why that matters.
Thank you. Give it up for Dayna again.